Hello, you 48ers and fellow filmmakers. This is Scott Matthew, and I'm about to do a Dolby demonstration. Yeah, for the last 3 films I made, I used a noise reduction system called DDI Codec. As you may hear right now, this is the raw, unrestored audio you're listening to. It sounds very noisy, does it? So let's go to the computer and see how we can fix it. Now the first thing you want to know is what noise reduction program do you use? In this case, I used DDI Codec. What DDI Codec is, it's a noise reduction program which is actually run by Dolby. And what it does is that it gets rid of the noise, but it doesn't affect the pitch or the frequency of the sound. Pretty cool, isn't it? And so my voice will go from this to this. Doesn't that sound a lot cleaner? Yeah, as a matter of fact, for one of the films that I did this past summer called Chloro Returns, used this noise reduction program. And in case you're wondering, what is the difference between Dolby Stereo and Dolby Digital? Well, there is a significant difference. Dolby Digital, like it says, is done very digitally. However, Dolby Stereo was done using magnetic analog. And the cool thing about DDI Codec is that it actually takes your digital sound and actually converts it to an analog, so it gives it that old late 70s, early 80s analog sound. And why do I like analog over digital? Well, I think digital is too flat. It has no dynamic. Analog, on the other hand, sounds very full and is full of dynamic. You don't believe me? Well, listen to this demonstration I did for Chloro Returns.
So call me Cloro Espinosa, your local neighborhood Cuban psychic. So call me Cloro Espinosa, your local neighborhood Cuban psychic.
Sounds pretty cool, huh? Well, with this upcoming horror comedy project, I hope many of you 48ers decide to use this noise reduction program. However, I do have to admit that it does have its drawbacks, because you can only do one track at a time. So what I had to do is that I had to wait until the film was fully sequenced until I was able to export the audio. Because if I had to make a change, I had to do the whole thing over again. So I had to make sure that the film was fully sequenced, and then what I did is that I exported the audio file only, then I used DDI Codec, and then I exported that audio, and then I imported it back into my editing program, and then I actually put the new audio over the old audio, and then I got rid of the old audio. And that's how I did it. But yet, as a result of this innovative new technique that I figured out, I was nominated for Best Sound Design from the Best of 48 judges. So I recommend for all future projects to use DDI Codec.